Federalist number 32, concerning the general power of taxation, continued, January 2nd, 1788, by Alexander Hamilton, from the Federalist Papers. Although I am persuaded that the principles laid down in the preceding paper are sufficient to demonstrate the necessity of a concurrent jurisdiction in the article of taxation, I have thought it proper to examine more particularly what relation would subsist between the authority of the Union and that of the states in the same matter. An entire consolidation of the states into one complete national sovereignty would imply an entire subordination of the parts. But the proposed Constitution does not contemplate such a consolidation. The states will retain a large portion of their sovereignty and continue to exercise independent authority in matters not delegated to the federal government. Hamilton argues that the states will continue to possess concurrent authority to tax except in three specific cases: where the Constitution grants exclusive authority to the federal government, where it grants authority to the federal government and prohibits the states from exercising the same power, where concurrent authority would be contradictory and incompatible. Outside of these cases, the states retain their powers. This arrangement preserves the balance between national and state authority. The federal government requires sufficient power to fulfill national responsibilities, while the states continue to govern local concerns. Hamilton emphasizes that the Constitution does not abolish state governments or reduce them to mere administrative subdivisions. Rather, the federal and state governments are designed to coexist within their respective spheres. The states will remain essential parts of the political system, retaining influence over the lives and interests of the people. He also addresses fears that federal taxation would eventually crowd out state taxation. Hamilton argues that this concern is overstated because the federal government will generally rely on external taxes, such as duties and imposts, while the states will continue to rely more heavily on internal taxation. This natural distinction reduces conflict between the two levels of government. Ultimately, Hamilton concludes that the Constitution creates a balanced federal system in which both national and state governments possess the powers necessary to fulfill their proper functions. Publius. Brief commentary. Biblical constitutional perspective. Key principle. Liberty is preserved when authority is properly divided, allowing different levels of government to fulfill their responsibilities without destroying one another. 1. The Constitution does not eliminate the states. Alexander Hamilton directly rejects the idea that the Constitution creates a completely centralized government. Instead, national government handles national concerns, state governments handle local concerns. This reflects the biblical principle of ordered and delegated authority. 2. Federalism as a safeguard of liberty. Hamilton explains that divided authority protects freedom. When power is distributed, no single authority controls everything. Government remains closer to the people. Accountability increases. This structure reflects wisdom in balancing authority and restraint. 3. Concurrent powers can coexist. Both state and federal governments may exercise certain powers, like taxation, within their proper spheres. Hamilton argues that cooperation, not competition, is the intended design. This reflects Romans 13's concept of authority functioning for order and good. 4. Sovereignty with limits. The states remain sovereign in many areas, but not independent nations. This balance preserves unity, maintains local governance, prevents fragmentation. It is a constitutional middle ground between anarchy and centralized control. Practical application for today. Understand the importance of federalism in preserving liberty. Support constitutional limits on centralized authority. Stay engaged in both state and national government. Recognize that balance, not concentration, is key to freedom. Federalist number 32 teaches that freedom is strengthened when power is wisely divided, allowing national unity and local self-government to coexist within a balanced constitutional system.